happen on its own. That also don't happen when you train a fully connected network and the last layer. And when you say that if it belongs to the cat class, and if it belongs to cat class and with a probability of 0.7, then other things remains to be 0.3 addition of that. So it doesn't happen even directly in the case of fully connected. How you convert that thing and how we can
Soft math.
achieve that? So we will apply that thing also over here. So wait for that. But without that, Q1, K2, Q1, K3, what does it represent? It represents how close the query vector of first word is to the third word. In fact, any Qi, Kj saying that how close the ith query word is with the kth key. So the point is that if I show you this is, may not be very high, maybe okay, because, we have learned two matrices, Q and key. And if it's learned in a way that whenever M comes, its key and query, both of them are exactly same, then only it will be one. And it may be the case that it's not going to be exactly same, because both M is being given to one matrix so as to get this, and another matrix so as to get this, and both of them are actually different. Please ask questions over here, because this is slightly
before
yes.
Before we proceed, do you mind revisiting one of the dimensions of the matrix 3 by 64, especially how did it come to be?
How did it come to be like this?
Yeah, I mean, I got it up to 512, but I'm not.
No, so let me show. Yeah, so this is 512. This is the input representation that each and every word is having 512 dimensional thing. Is this okay?
Right.
Right. Now what is, I'm learning a matrix, WQ. Okay. This matrix, when got multiplied with the first word's dimension, first word's embedding, what is that? That is X1. You need to get what? The corresponding that word's query. Is that okay? Forget about dimension. Is that okay?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Now the dimension is 500 and cross 1. That's okay? This thing?
Yes.
Yeah, this is 64 for cross 1. We want this. Is that okay?
We have specifically chosen it to be 64.
Yeah, that's a hyperparameterization. Yeah, that's a hyperparameterization. Okay.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Now this, when you wanted to learn this matrix, and if these are set, it has to be this.
Okay. Yes.
So this Q value, this Q query matrix. So before that, this matrix is going to be 64 cross. Let me write it over here. It's going to be 64 cross 512, 64 cross 512, 64 cross 512. And how you are getting this Q thing? What is this Q? Let me show. This Q is, you take first vector, representation of my first word, show it to it. You will get Q1, you place it over here. That's a 64 dimensional thing for you. Then you do it for the second word. Then you do it for the third word. So your Q is going to be 3 cross 64. This is also 3 cross 64. Is that okay? Yes, no, Jaldi. Yes, no.
Yes, so we have 3 because we had 3 words, I am good. So that's how it's I see. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so this is 364, sorry, 3 cross 64. This is 64 cross 3 because KT. And when we multiply both of them, you are going to get 3 by 3. Now, what is this 3 by 3? I have written because this is Q1, Q2, Q3, the query representation of my first word, second word, third word, the key representation of my first word, second word, third word. And yes, so I am good. This is Q1, K1, Q1, K2, Q1, K3, Q2, K1, Q2, K2, Q2, K3, and so on. If you take anything over here, it is just telling you what? First row is telling that when I was the query. First is telling that when I is the query, then I's query need to be taken in all cases, but others key values are being taken. Is that okay? Clear? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yes, so this is the thing that we want, and we understood that where is that attention now? Somebody was asking at that point of time, how can we get this thing? How can we get this stuff? Right. Now, this is one single row corresponding to its connection. How it's being written? It's going to be written over here. Over here, that M, if that M you are looking for, then when M was the query, this is its relationship with first word, second word, third word, and so on. And what we have written over here, it's nothing but Q, K, T. Up to this we got good. Let's go to the second part. And please keep on writing. तुरंत आप भूल जाएंगे और सारा ट्रैक मिस कर जाएंगे, और अगर आप लिखते गए थोड़ी ही देर में हम समझ जाएंगे, ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं है ये. Actually it's very simple. Yeah, that was step number 1, by the way. Now going on to the step number 2. What's that step number 2? Step number 2 is again very simple. The simplest step is actually step number 2, which is, say if I have two vectors, I wanted to find out their similarity, I will do a dot product. Now and the dimension of these vectors is 8-dimensional. Okay. Then I have two different vectors. Both of these vectors are having the dimensionality of 512. And I can use multiplication, dot product between both of them. This is going to give me K1 value. This is going to give me K2 value. What do you think? Which one is going to be bigger? Even if they are not related, K2 will be higher. Can anyone say why?
Because they're higher dimensions.
Yes, more and more dimensions. Then here you are having 512 multiplications. 512 values got added. Here only 8 values are got added. And this value K1 is only getting this multiplied by this multiplied by this. So this, let me show you some. This multiplied by this multiplied by this multiplied by this multiplied by this. Only 8 multiplications and additions. Here 512 such things. So K1 will be several times be even lesser than K2, even though both of these vectors are completely aligned or having huge amount of alignment. If you agree, you understand this is the reason the dimension. So whatever the multiplication that you are going to do, it need to be normalized with respect to the dimensions. So what was the dimension? Our dimensions were 64. So we don't normalize by 64. We normalize by Q, K, T divided by under root of 64. Is that okay? I assume it's clear. My third, that was the second step. Third step is just the soft max of this. But can you tell me that what if we apply softmax over which? Over this matrix. First we take this matrix and then we divide it by root. So that is 8. So let me divide it by 8. So why to divide it over here? You can directly write 1 by 8 of this. And then I apply softmax. Can you tell me that softmax need to be applied in this direction or this direction? H or V? Which direction softmax need to be applied? But let me ask someone. Let me ask someone. Please don't answer. रुको 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 रुको. कोई बोलेगा नहीं. Yes, Praveen. Praveen, you can say. प्रवीण ने तुरंत हाथ ही डाउन कर दिया. प्रवीण क्या हुआ? अभी तुम ही बताओ. और यू आउट. प्रवीण गॉन. अरे लो, मेरे पूछने पे वो गायब हो गए. Let me ask Meenakshi madam. Meenakshi madam, can you listen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Meenakshi madam, my question is, you understood? It's going to be softmax need to be applied in which direction?
Sir, I think in H direction.
Why?
Sir, because we are comparing each query with the each key means the word. So basically the probabilities which is it will give the higher value means the relation is high in case of I think so, sir.
आप बिल्कुल ही सही सोच रही हैं. That's true. It has to be applied in this direction because you know that I and all relationships are here, and then you apply softmax over here. Then this will become into the. Then this will be converted into its related probabilities. So softmax needs to be applied, but needs to be H direction. Okay. This is the third. Fourth step is, yeah. So now coming on to the fourth step. Now the fourth step is, till now what you have got? You have got the soft max Q K T root D K. Till now you have got this. You multiply this with the value matrix. What is that value matrix? It was having V1, V2, and V3. What are these V1, V2, and V3s? That is a 64-dimensional value vector for my word number 1, word number 2, and word number 3. Now, what does this really mean? This mean, let me show you once, that I have got a word like this. Some word. This is E1, E2, E3. Maybe this is E4, E5, and E6. And assume that this is French. Only 4 words: F1, F2, F3, and F4. Then take this thing. Now what this guy is giving me, this guy is nothing but giving me this, and these values. It's actually giving me, you know, it's not only giving me for E4, but it is something like this. I need to choose the 4th row, and the 4th row is nothing but this value. I guess everyone is able to understand. The 4th row is this. The 5th row is same thing for E5 guy. So that's also okay and clear to everyone. Now you have got, you know, and these values, by the way, these values are now being passed via softmax, which means that this value may get 0.3, 0.8, and it cannot be like this because it has to be 0.7, and then 0.0 and 0.0. First of all, if we see this, what we understand, and what are these values that we have got over here? This is 0.0, this is 0.7, this is 0.3, and this is 0.0. Some of you may find it very slow. Don't worry. I will finish in time, but the only thing is that first time I am teaching this stuff to you guys, so it's slightly I'm going very slow. I'm repeating things too many times. I'm sorry if you really understood. Yeah. So the point is that E4 is having high connection with this guy and no connection with this. Now, when we multiply this with my V values, you are having, let me draw, this is having V1, this is having V2, this is having V3, this is having V4, this is having V5, and having V6. Now, let me write that my final representation of word 4 is F. So F1, oh, I have done slightly, I have to make a few more blocks. Wait. Because it's self-attention, not the cross attention. So it has to be exactly equal F5 and X6. So, because of self-attention, so the upper thing and the lower things, they are all same. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, and E1, E2, E3, they all are same because it's a self-attention. Yes. So what we are going to do, my final representation of my word, which word? Fourth word. Okay. So my fourth word's representation is going to be 0.0 multiplied by V1 plus 0.7 multiplied by V2, 0.3 multiplied by V3 plus 0.4 multiplied by V4 plus 0.5 multiplied by V6, not V6, but V5. मैं थोड़ा सा दूसरी तरह से लिख दे रहा हूँ इसको. It has to be
0 only, right?
Yes, 0, 0. And this has to be multiplication, and this time 0, 0, and this is also 0, 0, V6. Right? So the point is that what we are actually doing, we are trying to learn an embedding for this guy. How we are doing? First, we understand its relationship with all others. How? Using this guy. This is going to tell that how the embedding of the final embedding of fourth element is dependent upon others. And for that, we have used the query and the key. And when you have got the attention values for each of them, you get the final embedding of fourth element by using these values. This value matrix is going to tell you the values of each and every word, and it's just going to be scaled or weighted using these the dependencies we just have got. So how we can write this? I mean, it's very simple now. It becomes, anyways, I have written this. That is the multiplication. So you first take Q, then you take T, then you multiply, then you divide it with this, then you apply softmax, and then you multiply it with this value matrix. And you understand that value matrix is going to be multiplied like you take this, you take this, you take this, and take this. Exactly the same thing is going to be happen over here. That you take just any word, find out its attention, and values are going to be added, weighted by these attention, so as to get the corresponding final representation. Let's have few questions. You can ask, don't worry. Don't worry, Encoder is almost done. आप थक
Sir,
मत जाएं. Yes.
sir, how are we going to learn Q, V, and K matrices? Like how we are going to compute the loss?
Oh, this loss is actually a single complete network. Your loss is single objective function that you wanted to achieve. These Q, K, and V, they are just our internal hidden representation and are not being learned in any supervised manner. Network need to have the liberty to learn any Q, K, V, which is suitable to give us the best possible objective functions or best possible objective loss. I mean, which one is reducing it more? It's an end-to-end network. Only final loss is going to be back propagated. No internal supervised learning is happening in between, because for this Q, value and key, they are some internal representation. It's just like that when you learn the hidden representation of a LSTM, you never ever have any idea what the context is going to be learned. You learn the context depending upon your final objective or final loss function. So the same thing is actually going to happen over here. No. Yes, no.
Sir, yes, sir. Actually, I was thinking about how it is going to be trained, like how we are actually training the encoder part.
So when we train encoder and decoder, after decoder you are going to get your final representations, final output, and there is some actual output over which you are training. You just minimize that loss, and ultimately Q and V need to be come up with that best possible query, key, and value matrices, which will allow me to minimize that loss as much as possible. That's the only thing, by the way.
Okay, sir. So, which means encoder, decoder, both. Okay, I got it.
Yes. Okay. So first, let me write down the encoder, what we have done. First step, you learn WQ, WK, WV. You have got your X, okay? And X will go in. Let me draw. X will go in, and in. And you are going to get Q, K, and V. And then you find out Q. Let me write precisely. Soft max Q, K, T root D, K multiplied by V. Yes, and that is your final Z. It's the output. That's the output of whom? So if you remember, that is encoder number 1, encoder number 2, encoder number 3, encoder number 4, and such encoders. Sorry. And such encoders. Within this, we were having two things, MHA and feed forward. Within this, we are having self-attention. Once we understand self-attention, this is the way we are learning the self-attention. What is the output of the self-attention network? If I say this is the self-attention, it is taking 3 inputs, X1, X2, X3, and it is going to give me Z1, Z2, Z3. What are these Z1? This Z1 is nothing but how can we make, when first we understood that how much dependency is there between X1 to X1, X1 to X2, X1 to X3, and using that dependency, I multiply it with the corresponding values and add it so that I will get Z1. Then I take X2, find out its dependency with this, its own, and X3, multiply or weighted sum of the values with respect to these learned dependency is Z2 and the corresponding Z3. So if three things goes in, three things are coming out as a self-attention value. Is that okay? Clear? No? Anyone can ask. लोग भाग गए? नहीं है.